the case is, you might step on a toe, trying to get him off balance, whatever the case is. Match his level, okay? I like to keep my chin down, and I don't like to look away. Don't look away. I don't see any business. You're facing this way, and the guy's over here. If anything, I'm looking at him. I'm fighting for head position, or I'm keeping my chin tucked, because I never know. If I see him pop his head up, boom, now I'm under him. He's gonna be in trouble. Okay, so I don't want him doing that to me. Okay, so be tight, be like a bulldog ready to fight. Okay, and there's a lot of cool MMA stuff here. I was telling them a story about Frank Trick. He had this headbutt he would do, and he would hide it with an overhand, and it was awesome. It was really awesome. Okay, from this in and out. Randy had a lot of stuff. That dirty boxing. It was fun days back then. Headbutts are a great tool, but you don't want to do headbutts here. More headbutts to that jawline. That's more head pummeling, and that's something. Don't shy away from. Okay, like don't be a girl and like you bump them. Oh, sorry, you're all right. Just fucking grind through it. Okay, if anything, you guys should be biting down your mouthpiece and going. I remember one time, I had my jaw busted from a fucking face crank at highest stand. It was bad. My jaw was really, really hurt. I was in a lot of pain. I still can't chew like chewy bread or what is it?
Penis.
Yeah, I can't open that wide. No, what's that, beef jerky and shit like that. So, and I asked Gene, I said, Gene, I got my jaw busted when he hit that face crank. And he's like, yeah, your mouth was open when you were breathing. Stop breathing through your mouth and you'll be better off. And I was like, you're not going to get much sympathy. So you just learn, okay? Yeah, if you keep your mouth open and someone does that, you're probably going to have some jaw problems, okay? So what I'm saying that story for is it happens to a lot of people. So when you're moving around and stuff like that, don't try not to be a mouth breather unless you're just gassed, okay? Try to breathe through your mouth. Try to keep your mouth shut, closed. Don't have your tongue sticking out. Bite your tongue out, things like that. I know it sounds simple, but when you're here, you could be looking around, not paying attention, and then a guy just bop, head pummels you. And you just lost the takedown because you were, you had your mouth open. So, seems silly, but it's real, okay? You can get knocked out, things like that. All right, so we covered now simple pummeling, all right? We didn't, you can lean, like I said, matches level and things like that. Now, when I'm in these tie-ups, there's a lot of things I can do with him in this position, okay? I can hook under his elbow here, and I see when I do this, if I pull, okay, I can use this lat muscle here and point my elbow down. See, I point my elbow down, and I can pull, and I can hook, and I can get his head down, all right? So by doing that, I can get his head down. I can add a little foot trip and get his balance down, and I'll teach that. I'm just showing you some examples. When you're in these tie-ups, you don't have to be lazy. You don't have to be just sitting here trying to pummel all the time. You can play the position, okay? You can be picking your side. You can be hoisting his head over to one side. And then you can capitalize on it. When he shifts his head back, you can now shuck his arm and go behind him, which we'll do. So there's going to be a lot of things you can do to keep him busy and go for your attack, okay? And the other thing you'll start seeing is getting his weight down, okay? Squaring his hips out and doing things like that, outside ducks, you'll see all that stuff, okay? So I just kind of want to do a broad overview of what you're going to be seeing. And snap downs. Don't overlook snap downs, especially you grapplers. I mean, that's why you bought this, not because you're looking for awesome wrestling, okay? trying to get his head down is a big part of the game here. And he's going to be what? Protecting his nugget because he knows what can happen. So when you're in these tie-ups, there's a lot you can be doing, whether trying to get him tall and body lock him. He counters, gets his ass out, well, then get his head down. You're starting to see all this you could be doing from this tie-up. So when you're here and you're just standing, like, you got to get busy. You got to get busy. Because if you don't get busy, he will. Okay? All right. So we'll introduce that. And then now we're going to go on to some